everyone, we did something pretty awesome. Remember a while back whenever I posted a video about getting the 3 AMS Nova up and running to be a trial mech or a champion mech in MWO? Well, that thing actually won. I'm going to keep to my promise of doing a live stream either on March 25th or 26th, and we're going to go ahead and drop in these things all together because everyone's going to have one. How about that? So, I want to see how this thing runs in a 12-man. Now, I kind of want to tweak the rules a little bit, and I want to say if you don't want to run a Nova, then you can run something else, but you have to use AMS. At least 2. So if you want to run a Kit Fox with 3, those can do 3. Take my Nova, it has 3. If you want to run something else that has 2, by all means, bring them with 2. So next weekend is going to be AMS live stream, title pending. Okay, I'm still thinking, but we'll see. What can I say? I am thankful to you guys and gals out there in the community, be it on Twitter, Facebook, the massive amount of support I gained on the forums, and pretty much anywhere else that I might be forgetting if I posted anywhere else, or if you guys were not from those groups, thank you so much. I am grateful to know that the community wanted to see something different. And that's what I try to offer, you know, either on my channel or on Twitter or even on Reddit, something different for the community to look forward to. And this Nova is the opportunity to try that. So if you're a new player to Mechwarrior Online, come this Tuesday, they're going to be pushing out a patch. And along with that patch, along with all the various notes and tweaks, they're going to update the trial mechs, and the one was the one that I built, which was a Nova with 3 AMS and 6 medium laser. Anyone who uses a Nova, they go ahead and they put on like the small pulses or the small pulse machine gun build, purely meta, and it works extremely well. But I wanted to show the player base that you don't really need a high damage output build to really get ahead in the game. A good chunk of it is going out and getting C-bills and getting rewards, and pretty much the system is based around damage dealing rewards and not much in terms of defensive. So the build that I built, you're going to be able to win a lot of the games in it. The C-bill output might not be as high as you would want, but this thing has a pretty decent alpha strike if you really need to go out and dish damage, but this thing can also protect you very well from streak missiles and Lerm. Actually, not many people knew about the streak missile bonus to that as well. So this video might be a little long-winded. I apologize, I try to keep it as short as I can, but I really want to go over this mech in full scope to really give you guys, either the new players out there or the existing player base, how to really use this mech to its advantage. So in today's video, I'm going to go ahead and show you all how this build works. This build is different in terms of a Nova build because this is not a high damage dealing output mech build. It can be though if you want to go ahead and just alpha your eyeballs out and melt your cockpit. But this thing is based around the 3 AMS pods that are on top of this thing, along with the 30% bonus to the AMS output that you're going to get with these Omnipods. With that, let's go right into some gameplay. I'm going to show you how this thing runs. If you guys have any comments, questions, leave them down in the comments, and I will see you out there. Okay guys, so the first thing about this is that I don't really do many voiceovers on my videos anymore. I know I used to do them, but I've recently changed my style of video, the editing technique that I do, and voiceovers really haven't been much of a thing lately. But I figure for this one, it's going to help you guys out to know what I'm doing, what's going through my head for this video. And if anything, if you think my lovely voice helps you guys a lot, in future videos you want to see more of this kind of thing, and maybe not much as just random text on a screen and me just posting memes every day, all day, let me know, because I've been thinking about going back to this kind of style. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and I'm going to give you my few rules of how this mech runs. Rule 1. This mech, you might end up dropping in Alpha Lance. Especially if you're in a pug match, you're more than likely gonna drop with Alpha Lance. Maybe Bravo Lance, but the thing is, don't follow your lights. This is not a mech that's gonna be running well with the other light mechs, and maybe even some medium mechs. The mechs you're gonna wanna go ahead and find, and will be your best friends, are the heavies and assault mechs. 1, because your goal in this game is to protect yourself and protect them. The bigger mechs are the targets for Lerm mechs out there, and you're going to be out there keeping them alive. And with them being alive through the whole entire match, that's going to be the best way for you to win. And with that, if you ever find this big alert of incoming missile, ignore it. Embrace it, go out in the open, and make those missiles come to you. This mech, the place you want to be with, again, go for your heavies and assaults. That's where you want to be. Rule number 2. Be out in the open if you can. Now, this doesn't mean you can just go and just go out by yourself. No, don't do that. That's bad. That's a bad rule. Don't be dumb. Be out in the open as in, you can still be within a good earshot of your buddies back there, the heavies and assaults, but you can go ahead and poke your head out to be more of a target for those incoming missiles. Rule number 3, take your time. Now, it does sound a little stupid to say, take your time in this game. That should be obvious, but again, you're in a medium mech. And Novas are typically the mechs that are out there, not really scouting, but they're usually along the front lines because they're faster, they can do a lot of damage, they do a lot of poking and running and jabbing and flanking and that kind of thing. This mech is not doing that. Because again, remember, we're going to be on the defensive, not the offensive. So hang out with the back, hang out with your assaults, get some coffee if you need to, and just take your time, scope out the battlefield, and then, late game, then push in. Because yes, this mech will run hot, and you will pretty much melt out your cockpit if you just go ahead and you alpha strike over and over and over again. That's gonna happen. So that's why this mech is not an early game mech. This is gonna be a late game mech. Go ahead out there, scout the mech buffet near the end, see which ones out there are gonna be cherry red CT or a side torso if they're an XL. Go out there and get the kills. Rule number 4. Use your chain fire. This one in particular is important near the end game, because if you're out there just dishing out a lot of alphas, or you're just doing, 3 at one time, 3 at another time, your heat will get pretty high. So if you have a mouse that has more than just 2 buttons, put that 3rd button as a chain fire button for all 6 of your lasers. That's going to save you in the end. It might not do a whole lot of damage. At this point, you're just being a troll, because you have a constant stream of laser into something, and that's going to piss off whoever's in that mech. And if you're lucky, you will get that kill. And typically, near the end of the match, if you happen to lose a side torso, don't worry about it, because the enemy has only made you more heat efficient. And rule number 5, the very, very last one. Just have fun in this game. I was very passionate about this build, because the 2 mechs that were the base for this channel was this one, the AMS Nova, and the Captain America Mislinks. These 2 mechs are very underrated, and no one really takes them out. But I'm really trying to make a case here of getting different mech builds into this game, especially the Nova, because this is one of my favorite mechs in the game. Have fun with it. VIP's in the open now. And I'm always curious to know about the audience and the player base. If you guys have any information or comments about this mech, let me know. If you find something that works better, that kind of keeps the same theme of just being a good defensive build, I am always willing to try anything out there, really.